not just another radio station. Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Broadcasting from Ibadan or your state brings you wholesome programs for you and your family.
Many thanks for joining us again this Friday morning on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, and your state's number one family radio station. This is Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, and again, or your state's number one family radio station. Good morning to you. Today is the 10th day in the month of July 2026. We thank God for the gift of life and, of course, for keeping us up until this moment. Last night, we bid you farewell, or this morning, well, midnight, 12 a.m., saying we'll be back again at work at exactly 5 o'clock, and it can only be God. And so we give God all of the praise and thanks for the gift of life that we have. My name is Ayo Emmanuel-Ojo, and we bring to you the top stories making the rounds in our nation for today from major dailies in Nigeria. And right in the studio this morning, I have The Punch and the Nigerian Tribune. As I love to say, some of the stories in the news are not the best of stories. They're not the best of news. However, do not let them decide whether you will be glad, happy. Do not let them shape what your day would look like. Rather, take it as a piece of information, all right? And, of course, extract your prayer points, if need be, for our nation, Nigeria. And that should also be a great reminder that 2027 is approaching. By the special grace of God, we're hoping that all will go well as it has been planned, so that you can make the best choice and the best decision for your nation, our nation, Nigeria. Let's dive straight into the conversation for this morning, and we'll begin by giving you the headline news from the major stories. Stay with us. We'll begin with the Punch newspaper on page 29, 2027. Wike rules out PDP as vice presidential candidate emerges. On page 2, State Police galves back reforms. SDP rejects Gbajabiamila on panel. You find it on page 2. On the same, on page 18, Dangote Refinery sourced 22% of June crude from overseas. And on page 2, which is the major headline on the Punch for this morning, President Tinubu meet security chiefs amid troops' salary backlash. There are 3 riders to the story. The first one says, President in closed-door engagement with security chiefs as attacks persist. Another says, veterans orders fought soldiers 100,000 naira wage, demand comprehensive overhaul. Another says Tinubu's Easter pay review promise to security personnel yet to materialize. Now moving on to page 29 of the Punch. 2027. President Tinubu unveils grassroots movement, defends economic reforms. And finally, United States names 124 Nigerians for deportation. We move away from that to the Nigerian Tribune. On page 4, U.S. publishes names, photos of 124 Nigerians facing deportation over criminal convictions on page 4. On page 3, Senate approves 404 billion naira police trust fund budget for 2025 and 2026. On page 18, Adelabu Folari Buhari Olaniyo meet, resolved to work for Tinubu's victory, silent on Oyo governorship. To the major story on the Nigerian Tribune, State Police, Govs seek fiscal judicial reforms. State policing requires tactical precision, not political emotions. The ex-CDS Irabo. Alleged 15 million naira corruption, ex-CCT chairman Danladi Umar remanded in Kuje. Ndume meets Tinubu, says security situation is improving on page 16. Is that the case? Moving on to more stories on page 4. I won't betray Nigerians' trust. Reform will deliver better future, says Tinubu. Says sacrifices laying foundation for future generation. And finally, on page 15, parties race to upload candidate on INEC portal, and submission ends tomorrow. The writer to the story says commission to publish particulars of presidential NAS candidates 1st of August. Upload of governorship state assembly candidates begins on the 18th of July. I'm not sure I've heard the word sacrifice as much as I've heard it in the last 3 years, as we have more of sacrifice all over the place on the stories or pages of the dailies for today. Well, once again, you're welcome to the program. This is Perspectives Unlimited. We're coming live to you from your preferred wholesome radio, Wells Radio, broadcasting live from Wells Broadcasting House along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan, the capital of your state. You can watch the show live on our Facebook page. At the same time, you can stream us live on YouTube, giving you the radio and television feel at the same time. Head on to our YouTube platform, Wells Radio 893 FM, and on Facebook, Wells Radio 89.3 FM fan page on Facebook. Once again, you're welcome to the program.
What is the business of people like Atiku if it's not politically driven? A man accused them today, accused Chief of Staff today. Tomorrow morning, the opposition had issued a statement. So it is not correct that Chief of Staff ever. I know him that too well. I'm not saying that the man in the budget and there was something around. I'm not saying that. That I do not know. But what you should do, Chief of Staff cannot create budget heads. It's not possible. But if the man was sincere, you can't make such a heinous allegation and run away. Time to the country to boil. What is running after? What is running for your life for? You have come and prove if it was indeed correct. Eyeball to eyeball. Go to the security agency. He cannot say this. Look at my communications with him. Look at the phone I've been talking with him. These are what we have done. Then you run away. Then people are going to say, oh, you are running so that you can be alive. Which life? Is your life more bigger than the lives of other people in the country? They can go and make such an allegation and you run away. And people are saying, oh, Chief of Staff must be sacked by you, opposition.
That Malam be treated fairly. He should be given bail. He should be released on terms that are doable.
Thank you so
He should be allowed access to his doctors. I asked the president, personally, I'm talking to the president now. Mr. President, sir, I campaigned for you. I stood up. I went to every nook and cranny of Kaduna State for you. My husband stood by your side. Is this what our family deserves? The ball is in your court, Mr. President. All this can stop if you say the word. I'm believing that you are a father and you know and you can empathize. Please let me know. I'm not asking you to tell them not to prosecute him. I'm just asking you to allow him the basic human right that the Constitution you swore to uphold guaranteed him. Let them give him a bail that he can afford. If he is guilty, let the courts decide. If he is innocent, let the courts decide. Thank you very much.
All right, welcome back. The last voice you heard is that of the wife of the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, pleading to the president to empathize with her family, especially her husband, the former governor of Kaduna State, to appealing to the governor, president, to allow him, have access to basic human rights and, of course, bail, so that he can, of course, be attended to by his doctors. She also referred to the role she played in the campaign of the president, and also saying that she's not calling the president to, stop the court from prosecuting him, but, of course, let the court do what they should do. Also, before that, you listened to the voice of the Minister of the FCT, Barrister Ayo Wike. I've heard Barrister Ayo Wike more than I've heard it in the last, say, 2 or 3 months. It's very amazing to see that almost every day of the week since, I think, the month of April, Barrister Wike has been commissioning one project or the other. And I said to someone, if Wike leaves the office of the Minister of the FCT, I don't want to hear that one other minister is commissioning something as much as this. Because it's almost as though Wike has done everything in Abuja. Is that the case? Last night, the remodeling of the City Gate was also commissioned by the wife of the president, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. But hey, Wike is making a case for the Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, saying he knows him to be the man that he is, and that why is the minister, the director or whatever in court, why is he running away? Is that the case? Is he running? I thought I saw him, having a chat with Very Dark Man the other day, and also on national television having a chat with a journalist there. Too many fish to fry this morning. Welcome to the program. My name is Ayo Emmanuel-Ojo. Mr. Salami will call you Barrister Lekosani because I'd referred to Barrister Wiki. Good morning to you. How are you doing?
Good morning, Chief. I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm very well, thank you. Happy Friday.
Well, for you, happy yesterday.
Oh, there, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, let's dive straight into the conversation this morning. I would like you to, comment on the voice of the wife of Nasir El-Rufai. That's the former First Lady of Kaduna. I remember what she looked like as the First Lady, and if you see that video, obviously, that's you can tell that things are not going as they should.
Pressure to wow.
Pressure to wow. The things are not going as they should. Let me get your position on that appeal, especially reminding the president. Even we remind God, I did this, and then I've been faithful to you, right? If we can remind God, so who is El-Rufai's wife, not to remind the president. But let me get your position on that.
Thank you very much. I am not here to speak for Nasir El-Rufai because, in my opinion, I believe that he should be questioned. That is just my personal opinion. But is it about questioning him or hounding him? This doesn't look as if they are questioning him. It's like they just want to hound him. I have gone through all the charges against him, and I can tell you that each and every one of them is bailable. He has not been accused of murder. He has not been accused of treason. I mean, these are the offenses of any violent criminal act. These are the offenses that are not likely to be bailable in the country. But graft and all of that, all of those things are bailable. They have not said that they have not granted him bail. Rather, the conditions of bail are what no man can satisfy. You have issues with the current president politically, that's clear. You have issues with the governor of your state, and they are asking you to go and bring level 17 officers, PAMSEC, to come and stand as security. Who is the PAMSEC that's going to start for someone like that? It's not possible. And not just any PAMSEC. You must own a land in Maitama, Sokoro. Those are the banana island of Lagos. So as a civil servant, how do you defend ownership of your house in such an area? So they know exactly what they are doing. They don't want him to go.
And that's why she said, allow him, get the bail.
That is doable.
What he can afford.
That is what I'm talking about. And that's that. On the other hand, for you to know too all that, I mean, there is no recourse to the judiciary here. His mother died not too long ago without any judge saying go home. The federal government committed the judicial, they did the work of the judiciary by saying go home.
Let him bury his mother.
It tells you clearly that all what is happening here is political. They knew too well then that it would have been injurious to their campaign, to their re-election campaign in 2027 should the man have not been allowed to go and bury his mother. So they know exactly what they are doing. They don't want the guy to be around. He's a very, very smooth talker.
So you think the strategy is to keep El-Rufai up until after the election?
I have said that countless times. No miracle can bring him out.
You think that's what's going to be?
That is what is most certainly going to happen, unless a miracle happens. And the idea is to take him away from the streets. He's a very smooth talker. He knows how to convince the people. And he has sworn that nothing will make Bola Ahmed Tinubu become president come 2027. In fact, he said that Tinubu will be lucky to come third, which is actually my own personal opinion. If you don't want to pick me because of that, they know where I live. What I'm saying is that they don't want someone who is that smooth to be on the streets, talking to the media, talking to people, so that things are not going to be rough for the president. What they do not know, however, is that the people who listen to El-Rufai are only going to become more hardened by what they are doing to him, which is counterproductive in my opinion. Let the guy run wild. Let him go on the streets. Say what you want to say. You counter whatever he's saying in a fair manner. Now you're not allowing the guy to talk. You're not allowing him to see his doctors. I mean, as said by the family, that is further going to, aggravate the anger of his supporters who are teaming, especially in the north.
So let's stay with the supporters. Whatever El-Rufai's goal is, towards the 2027 election.
I should say that the wife was actually saying what Nasir El-Rufai himself said earlier, just on a subtle note. The wife, El-Rufai said that he was certain, as of when he was saying it, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu won't be number one. it won't be number 2, that the best they can do is number 3. And the wife said that, sir, we are asking you to remember that this guy worked for you. We did everything we could do for you. That's a very clear way to threaten him that come 2027, we will not work for you.
Exactly. So if Verify is, in detention right now, and his wife is outside and his supporters are there, what's the goal that if you eventually keep him there up until after the election, you're still going to, Verify won't still eventually achieve whatever he wants to achieve with his wife and, of course, his Muslim supporters.
I should tell you that
his son is also
remember as a
and very vocal and
whatever
very
comes out of his mouth is
yeah,
what is coming out of the mouth of
his
the father.
Absolutely.
It tells you clearly that Nigeria is not where it is by accident. We have the dumbest of people running the country right now. In terms of personal gains, what they are doing is counterproductive. Let the guy be free. Say whatever you want to say. What you need to do is to make sure that you are up to his game. Whatever he says, you counter. I mean, in a fair manner. But now you have yanked him off the street and you think there is not going to be any consequence for that. They play.
Let's talk about Ayo Wiki and, of course, the media chat, the July media chat yesterday, especially the part that I played, which I call a defense for the Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila. Let's get your thoughts on that.
I have huge respect for you and our listeners. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said anything about that particular character because as far as I'm concerned, he is the opposite of who should hold the office of a councillor, not to talk of the Minister of FCT. But, out of respect for our listeners and you, I am going to say one of the things about that guy. He said exactly what I knew he was going to say. Now, he is no longer barrister, in my opinion. According to what he has said, he's now a trial judge. He has acquitted Gbajabiamila of all wrongdoings. You should know that Nyesom Wike is someone who is, in my opinion, grossly inconsequential. Take someone like that from public office and he becomes, in fact, I don't even know how to describe him. I should remind you that, in my opinion, he is Gbajabiamila's houseboy. Can you remember the time he went to his house to go and cook jollof rice for Gbajabiamila? So there is absolutely no way someone like Wike is going to say something meaningful or sensible. He has said what favors him politically. Gbajabiamila is his political crony. It was through Gbajabiamila that he had access to the president. Before, he didn't know Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but Gbajabiamila has always been his buddy. He was the one who made sure that, despite the fact that Gbajabiamila was in the APC and he was in the PDP then, all PDP House of Reps members from Rivers State voted for Gbajabiamila against the candidate of the PDP. So there is this unholy, in my opinion, evil alliance between the two of them. And if you have people who, in my opinion, have no scruple whatsoever, man, good day for you, man. They will most certainly support one another. So that each other. So that is what I can see here. Wike is not making any reference to the fact that the guy said that, he collected this from him. He said he was going to collect it. I know the guy too well couldn't have done that. That's foolish in my opinion. But I'm not surprised that something foolish came out of the mouth of Wike.
Let's talk about the allegation of that this commission or this director or ministry leader, as the case may be, is on the run. Just like I said, that the other day, I think I saw a video of himself and Very Dark Man. He was also on national television to speak at some point. And just a few days after, the allegation of him, running away is all over the place. Your opinion on that? Do you think it could be true, or just some form of political drama here and there?
I know too that the guy is not on the run. There's something called digital trail. Had it been that nobody is listening to the guy, nobody can hear from the guy, nobody can see the guy, then I would say, maybe he has decided to go on the run. But right now, he's granting interviews, he's holding live sessions. Trust me, the moment you go live, they know exactly where you are, the particular location. In fact, the bedroom, the room you are in whatever house. So the truth of the matter is that the federal government, in my opinion, is not actually looking for this guy. And, I said something. The president is the number one person. If he's the one who decides the direction of the country. Wiki hasn't said anything as regards what's on the ground until Bola Ahmed Tinubu did something injurious to common sense and democracy day before yesterday. The same day you said, okay, ICPC investigate whatever allegations that might have happened. Everybody knows too well that two individuals are involved in that so-called allegation, and it's Prince Adeyemi on one side and Gbajabiamila on the other side. The same day you asked the ICPC to investigate that matter is the same day you gave Gbajabiamila a role to be the chairman of the State Police Implementation Committee. I mean, it's not everything you put on paper. With what Bola Ahmed Tinubu did on that day, he has said it clearly to ICPC: no matter what you do, leave this guy.
Let's look at it from this angle. Is there anything wrong in being very sure that I know this person so well and this person cannot do this? Now listen to the statement of Wike and the analysis you gave. Wike and Gbajabiamila have been buddies for a while. And of course, it is not news anymore that Gbajabiamila is not also new to the president. They've come a very long way. Wike said it outrightly that the chief of staff cannot do that. I believe he's saying that based on their relationship. And could this also be the same thing the president is doing as to, I know this guy and this guy cannot do it? Is that accepted politically?
Politically, it may be acceptable. But if you are the head of a country running constitutional democracy, it is totally unacceptable. And let me say something. I'm not saying this simply because I do not like Gbajabiamila. I don't know him. I don't intend to know him. But what they have accused him of is not something new. When I was practicing as a lawyer in Atlanta, in the state of Georgia in the U.S., something as bad as this happened. Two people had an issue. One contracted him as his lawyer against the guy who owed someone money. The judge said that, pay the person you owed money through his lawyer. The guy was remitting money to the law office of the Femi Gbajabiamila, and Femi Gbajabiamila didn't remit money to the guy who was supposed to get the money. Is that the kind of person you want to vouch for? I cannot vouch for someone like that. You are working for Masile. It has been his character all his life. That's what I can say.
How far do you think this can go? There's been a lot of back and forth. It feels like the presidency is at the back of Femi Gbajabiamila.
Most clearly.
Who's already been alleged.
With what the president did on Wednesday, or I think that was Tuesday or Wednesday. What the president did, in my opinion, is as good as what exactly are you talking about? 1.3 billion. I beg you, no stress me, Jari. But yeah, carry on. That's all I can say. And the fact that the president didn't immediately suspend him tells you that there is more to what's on the ground that we can see.
All right, let's keep our fingers crossed and see where
I should end this by saying something. Something totally unheard of happened in the history of this country. A fake agency. I can say it with my full chest that agency is not genuine. The executive didn't create it, the legislature didn't create it. And yet something like that found its way into the national budget of the country, and you are acting like it's kids who are fighting over candy. In all seriousness, there is no decorum and there is no shame. So,
I stumbled on this tweet, and I'm just going to paraphrase it. Do you think this is probably the first of its kind?
It is the first of the kind in the history of this country.
Of such an agency?
The very, very first of its kind.
Can we really prove that? That
it does never...
Maybe others may have occurred and have never made the news.
What happened in the past, which has been happening, is maybe inflated contracts and the likes. Consultancy here, consultancy
Could this be a thing that we are talking about because hands did not, shake each other well?
I get what you are trying to say, but if something is not known, then it's as good as it never happened.
It never happened. Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to begin with Gbajabiamila. State Police goes back reforms. SDP rejects Gbajabiamila on the panel. And also we're going to look at Tinubu meet security chiefs amid troops salary backlash. Nigerian soldiers now earn a minimum of monthly salary of 100,000 naira. Is that sufficient? We'll look at that and more when we come back right after 7. Just stay with us.
filẹ̀ ẹ má yí kúrò. Wells Radio 89.3 FM níbẹ̀ gangan lẹ́wà.
Thinking of an all-in-one digital platform that fits your lifestyle and makes everyday payments simple, reliable, and fast?
Oh, wow. Yes, please.
Allow me introduce you to BillStation, your one-stop digital payment solution for individuals and businesses. Built to simplify payments and services for millions across Africa. With BillStation, you can buy cheap airtime and data, pay electricity bills, send money instantly, make online payments, and book flights and hotels. Enjoy our overseas airport pickup services, interstate bus ticket sales, and event tickets, all on BillStation. Fast, simple, reliable.
Wow, that's amazing.
Visit www.thebillstation.com. Download the BillStation app on the Apple App Store or Android Google Play and get welcome bonuses when you sign up. Enjoy fast customer support and a seamless user experience every time. Get in touch with us today.
Email thebillstation175@gmail.com or sales@thebillstation.com.
WhatsApp 091 6858 1914. Bill Station. Your world, your money, one station.
Welcome to Junior's International School, Ibadan, where academic excellence thrives in an atmosphere of love, care, and safety. With a team of experienced and dedicated educators who inspire young minds in a stimulating environment that nurtures learning, creativity, character, and confidence. Our rich and dynamic curriculum prepares pupils for outstanding success in both local and international examinations, opening doors to limitless opportunities and a bright future anywhere in the world. At Junior's International School, we go beyond academics. We identify and nurture every child's unique potential, raising globally minded leaders guided by strong moral values and godly principles. Join us in shaping tomorrow's leaders today. Admission test into pre-nursery to year 5 holds on Tuesday, 4th August 2026. Venue, Junior's International School, Alafin Avenue, Uluyole Estate, Ibadan. Time 9 a.m. Admission forms are available online at www.juniorsinternationalschool.com/admissions or at the school premises. Junior's International School, Center of Excellence.
Are you hungry for something delicious? Food that feels like home but tastes like pure luxury? Then welcome to Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile. From our smoky jollof to rich ofada sauce to a variety of delicious soups like egusi, eforiro, and more, paired with your favorite proteins and hot, freshly made swallows, all made for you to enjoy. We also handle bulk orders in liters, fresh and ready whenever you need it, with delivery to your doorstep. At Honeydew, it's not just the food, it's the feel. With our beautiful ambience, perfect for your romantic dates, family outings, or your quiet, relaxing evening escape. Join us every last Friday of the month at 7 p.m. for karaoke night with Jayola and enjoy music, games, food, drinks, and free mocktails and cocktails as you sing your hearts out. Visit us at Plot 42, Block 8, Alaafi Avenue, beside Wells Radio, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. For your doorstep delivery or inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0814-691-6635, 0814-691-6635. Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour. I am so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data. Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service. One Data? Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on these websites: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, 0707-338-4828, SEC 0209-462-1168. Announcer, FSRCC.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, many thanks for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us from our studio. It is 7:07, 10th day in the month of July, 2026. Let's begin with the Gbajabiamila story. State Police Gov's back reforms. SDP reject Gbajabiamila panel. The clamor for the establishment of State Police gained renewed momentum on Thursday as senior government officials, governors, lawmakers, security experts, and international stakeholders converge on Abuja to canvass a comprehensive overhaul of Nigeria's policing architecture, arguing that the country's worsening insecurity demanded a decentralized security system backed by strong legal safeguard, sustainable funding, community participation, and improved intelligence gathering. The consensus emerged at the Arise News and Newsday Town Hall on state police and national security, where participants maintained that although the proposed constitution amendment to allow state policing was a major step towards addressing terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and violent crime. The event came barely 2 days after President Tinubu inaugurated the Presidential Working Committee on the National Policing Bill to draft a legal framework for implementing the state police following the Senate passage of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Constitution Amendment currently listed before the National Assembly seek to move policing from the exclusive legislative list to the concurrent legislative list, thereby empowering states to establish their own police. The debate over state police has intensified in recent years and continued to grapple with multiple security crises, including terrorism in the Northeast and so many more. Now, against the backdrop, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, argued that while military operations remain indispensable in confronting terrorists and other violent groups, experience across the world have shown that force alone cannot guarantee the lasting peace. Speaking during one of the panel sessions, Musa said defeating terrorism required a combination of kinetic and non-kinetic strategy, stressing that military operations must be complemented with dialogue, community engagement, intelligence gathering, and effort to address the root cause of the extremism. Now, drawing from experience, the defense chief noted that countries battling with insurgencies often require years of sustained oppression before recording significant success, pointing to Turkey and, of course, the work that is going on in that country. However, we have several other discussions here talking about funding, the position of the state police, and how much governors and, of course, other non-state actors would not definitely, jump on the power of, that authority given to the state police to perpetrate evil. Meanwhile, the SDP has criticized President Tinubu's decision to appoint his chief of staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, to chair the Presidential Working Group on the policy, linking him to purported Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council. The party argued that Gbajabiamila should step aside pending the outcome of the investigation into the allegation, saying his continued occupancy of the public office could undermine public confidence in the administration. While the Arise News and the Newsday town hall was going on in Abuja, another town hall meeting was also going on in Katsina State yesterday, and I watched that live, and it's so painful to see victims of incident. A man shared his experience. His wife has been abducted now for over 2 years with a 9-month-old child, and haven't returned up until this moment, and so many other people. It's different when you read them in the news. It's also different when you see them share their experience, and that reminds me of 2 victims who shared their story of that happened in Kwara at the New Central Town Hall meeting, which we also, participated in. And the woman and her children, they were abducted on the day her daughter got married, on the same day of joy. What a mixed feeling you call that. Joy on one side and sadness on the other side. I'd like you to talk about the conversation going on with state police. This town hall organized by this organization seemed to, be opening up the conversation even more. Politicians were seated, stakeholders, and so many other people seated. What's the head and shoulder and knee of this conversation right now? It seems to be bigger than what we can ever imagine. Well, our analyst is, chiming in on that. You can also get the studio lines to share your thought. 0916 893 1000, 0915 333 4893, and 0911 3333. That's 333 3893. Let's have your thoughts on.
Thank you very much. In all seriousness, putting someone like Gbajabiamila in that committee, and not just in that, as chair of that committee, is like setting out with a car with deflated tires. I'm not saying much as regards the character. I mean, the competent, the know-how stuff involved like that. But the truth of the matter is that what exactly is policing without integrity? We are not sure 100% that Baja is guilty, but nobody can at this point say he is not guilty unless your name is Nelson Wiki. You do not put someone whose credibility is in doubt on top of a sensitive matter like this. So that alone is depressing. And as regards state police, I am not at this particular point interested in cho at this point, because right now I'm beginning to nurse fears again as regards the seriousness of these people. When you did what you did in the National Assembly, I mean, it didn't take you time. I believe that they didn't do well at that particular stage simply because of the fact that they didn't accept our input directly. I mean, there are stages. When they did it in the House of Reps, they passed almost everything in one day. And for the Senate, they didn't pass everything in one day, but looking at what they did, it was as good as they passed it in one day, because there was no place for public hearing, which is actually a very big part of, lawmaking process. That didn't happen. They didn't take our own side of the story, and they said they are creating something. Well, if that's how they want to do it, I won't really complain simply because of the fact that I desperately want to see state police. Not that this is my opinion 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago. I know too that there are going to be issues with governance, but looking at how bad our security situation is right now, let's fix the problem. We will address the matter of governance later. But I am not saying what I would have wanted to see, which is a transmission of the bill to the Houses of Assembly, and that hasn't happened. That is what really needs to happen right now, not town hall. What exactly is the town hall going to bring?
But I mean, the town was independently organized by a media organization. But again, to your question, why do you think is, yes, state police? I mean, we've seen what we haven't seen before. Before now, it just used to be conversation in the media, and it wasn't transcending to the governance or to the table of those in government. But right now we're seeing that. Why is it taking? What's going on? What's the updates? That's what the average Nigerian would ask you. And again, the big question in the room is also the optional nature of this state police right now. A state like, using state on ground, for example, Ogun can decide to have one by what the constitution is going to be saying, or you can decide to
not to have.
Lagos can then decide not to have. Yes. Or I'm looking for states that shares very strong boundary with us. So, take for instance, Oyo says we're going to create our own state police, and Ogun says I'm not going to create one. Now let's see where we meet in a place like the Ibadan-Ijebu-Ode road, the Ibadan-Abeokuta road, areas where with very strong boundaries, and you see people perpetrating, from one area into the other. I'd like you to comment on the optional nature of this and what this may hold for states that choose to, as against those that choose not to, and looking at how interwoven our boundaries.
Those states could be. There is no compulsion in governance. If you want to do what is good, you have everything at your disposal to do it. If you don't want to do what is good, you're also free to do whatever you want to do. At this point now, I believe in state police right now. But I wouldn't say that because I believe in it, then everybody must believe in it. If I were to be the governor of a state, the question I would be asking right now is, when are you sending this thing to my state so that I can approve it? But if a guy insists, a guy from the other part of the state, from another part of the country says he's not interested in that, who am I to speak for him? That's on one side. And as regards, looking at, like you said, how interwoven our states are. Okay, let's use Surulere local government in Oyo State, for instance. Surulere is in Oyo State. North of Surulere is Kwara State. East of Surulere is Osun State. People can do bad things in Surulere and melt into Osun State in a flash. People can do evil things in Surulere and move to Kwara State. I should advise her that even if there is state police and there is Kwara State Police, there is Oyo State Police, there is Osun State Police, that is called interstate crime, and no state police will be able to investigate that. This is not just in Nigeria, it's even like that in the US. Then it is the federal police, the FBI, that comes in to fix that particular problem. You can grab them when they are still in your state and prosecute them based on what they have done in your state. But the interstate nature of their crime is no longer your business. It is now the business of the federal police. So for me, anybody who wants to, as the governor of my own state, what's my business, what is happening in another person's state? What I will ensure is that even if there are people coming from your state or another person's state to come and do evil in my state, I have every right to grab them while they are still in my state, because they are doing whatever they are doing in my state. Where it may become tricky is that, okay, they are only hibernating in my state, going to your own state to do evil. If you do not have a state police, God bless you. But if you reach out to me to say that these guys are doing bad, and it is established that they did something bad in your state, I can help you facilitate how you are going to come and arrest them. I wouldn't arrest them for you because I don't know anything, but I can help you facilitate how you're going to arrest them in my place.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Your name and where you're calling us from?
These are doing good from.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you. On the issue of ADN, So I just want to urge the presidency that they should get to the root of the matter. And as for Gbadabi Amila, I think at this point he should resign pending the time they are carrying out their investigation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution this morning. You too can join the conversation 0916 893 1000. From your own assessment right now, where do you think we should stand on the conversation of state police? What should be the next step?
Transmit it to House of Assembly so that they can approve it immediately.
Why? What do you think is the delay?
I don't know. That is what is bringing me fears right now. I mean, until maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I wasn't convinced that the administration of today is actually interested in doing it, and they are beginning to bring that fears back because I sincerely cannot. If you could have done it in just if you could have done stages in one day in the House of Reps, why go silent for the next 3 weeks? It's not making sense. I mean, is it not about these people are talking, they are saying a lot. Let's do something to show that we are doing something. When in reality we are not doing anything. Because until the state houses of assembly approve it and the president eventually signs it, there is nothing called state police.
I mean, the media, because of where we stand, we're to have great conversation. And from the town hall by This Day newspaper yesterday, of course, governors were seated, former governors, former military, both present and past, including Christopher Musa.
My very good friend.
And of course, some of the very beautiful things that Christopher Musa explained. And I was just saying to myself, hey, you were Chief of Army Staff.
Chief of Defense.
And now
Minister of Defense.
And now the Minister of Defense. Now, looking at all of that, what do you think their body language is? A good number of them spoke at the event. Oshiomhole spoke, Bamidele, and a good number of them at the event.
I didn't watch that event, but I have read one of the things that my good friend C.G. Musa said. And he said something that made me say that these guys are not just serious. As regards the current situation of things in the country, he said you can't blame them that much. That, it's difficult to fight banditry simply because of the fact that the people are not helping. And I was like, sir, what exactly are you talking about, sir? How exactly do you want the people to help you?
Let's take this. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, I like you, Chief.
Thank you, Benga Mario. Thank you for calling.
This is Benga Mario calling from Apache.
You're welcome.
Well, on the issue of FM Gbadabi Amila and Adeyemi as well. But I think let's not keep up alive because we're not going to get anything meaningful from the outcome of the probe ordered by Mr. President. Because he who pays the viper will always dictate the tune. I'm not eager, I'm not expecting anything to be the outcome, any important outcome from that probe or panel that is being set up. But there is going to be a king that will come up on board. There's going to be an administration that will come up on board later in life that will review all those anomalies. That is when we are going to keep up alive. As for me, that's my own opinion. And secondly, on the issue of the soldiers that are collecting 100,000 naira as a minimum wage. The 100,000 as a minimum wage to soldiers is nothing compared to the high standard of living in Nigeria as we speak today. That 100,000 naira is nothing to them. See, I have many soldier friends. They will tell some of them they will be in the bush for months, for years, without seeing any members of their family. Can you tell me that 100,000 will sustain them from staying in that bush? At least if you can raise it to let me say 150,000 naira for those soldiers, or raise it for 180 or maximum 200,000. Yes, those guys they will do that. It is worth fighting for. Nigeria is worth fighting and dying for. So the 100,000 naira given to those soldiers is not true. Is not enough. And let them be placed on proper welfare. Their welfare it matters so much. Let them be given medical on every on a monthly basis or tri-monthly. Let them be given a welfare package, medical, pay food their bills, give them good accommodation, change their uniform, buy them their kits. Then so that they will have a sense of belonging. Thank you very much and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Benga Mario. Reactions have trailed to the disclosure by the Minister of Defense, Christopher Musa, that Nigerian soldiers now earn a minimum of 100,000 naira. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
Miriam calling from Odejai.
Good morning, Miriam.
Thank you.
the new minimum wage is not enough, although it's a right step in the right direction. But I still believe that something tangible can still be done. If our politicians can be earning millions of naira, so many allowance, and many of them even have school starts. So I believe these security agencies should earn better. Their welfare should be the top priority of our leaders, so they can do better for them, for God's sake. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you, Miriam. Good morning. Good morning to you, and kudos to everyone in the studio. 100,000 naira per month for transportation, or for the whole family. 100,000 naira for those who risk their lives to defend the country of particular concern. How much are those members of the House of Representatives? How much do they earn? And how much does our senator earn per month? According to a report, Ghanaian soldiers earn at least 232,991, while some private company security are earning 120,000. Good morning to you, Mr. George.
Yeah, George from Olowero.
Good morning to you, sir.
Do you think the federal government really want the state to have the state government, police? The way they are taking issues, I see it as if they just gave us a piece of paper, let them keep quiet. Let's continue until we finish our election. They will not want us to have the state police. We have had regional police before. And this issue of interstate crime and all the rest of it, they handled it. Why are we looking at things that we already know how to handle? Are they saying that we don't have people who were alive during when we are having the regional government? Or the police does not have any record of how they were managing the affairs of regional government in the area of policing? They don't want us to have the state police. We have problem at hand, and you are throwing paper that has nothing to solve the problem to the people to start talking about. It's unfortunate.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. George. Very quickly, to finish this comment by Solomon Sheriff on Facebook, paying 100,000 naira for military men, that money is too ridiculous. So do you think Nigeria cannot afford to pay higher?
Nigeria can afford to pay 400. If the intention to pay it is there. That is it.
If the intention to pay.
So how do you now ask someone who collects 100,000 naira monthly to go and confront someone who can crook and collects maybe 10 million per annum? So how do you ask that person go and confront that kind of person? Even the moral, it's an uneven match. And the guy will say, I'm out of this. That is it.
Cooking gas prices remain high despite improved supply. 2 weeks after the federal government emergency intervention in that market, marketer says cooking gas prices have yet to return to normal price.
They are still extremely high.
Extremely high.
Yes.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ruth calling from Alakia.
It's a pleasure. Please go ahead very quickly.
It's so sad. It's so sad that the Nigeria government still does not provide enough support for its soldiers. Because although a salary increase has been proposed, but it is still not enough for those who risk their lives to protect the country. So I just urge the government to go beyond promises by offering better pay and improve welfare to help them serve the nation more effectively. I hope they do the needful on that. Good morning.
Hopefully. Thank you so much. How much do you think Nigerians should be buying cooking gas?
In my opinion, a kg of gas shouldn't go for max maybe 400.
400 naira?
Yes.
And then right now, the last time I bought was about 2,000 something.
I bought when it was 2,000.
Yeah.
I bought not too long ago. This week, that should be on Monday. And it was going for 1,650.
And I'm already dreading to buy another one.
Oh,
right
for you. I feel for you.
We have to go.
I wasn't happy when I was paying.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I know what you are going to feel. That's what I'm feeling for you.
Yeah, I can only imagine. It is well. Budgeting has become very hard in a nation like ours.
Extremely hard.
Yes.
What is coming is just dropping.
Yeah.
And what is like a flow.
Oh, goodness.
A flow of ocean.
What a flow.
In fact, it's only good.
It's opening the floodgate of spendings. The weekend is upon us. Thank you so much, Nigerians. We have to go. Prayers with our land. I'm still one of those who believe that we cannot extremely take out prayers from our problems. Because again, it feels like we're trying. When people say the Nigerians are not talking, I don't know what else we can do.
In all seriousness, what exactly can we do that we're not doing right now?
We just heard from Benga Mairo, heard from Miriam, heard from Mr. George, heard from
people on Facebook.
We still have calls on the line. So how much more talk can we talk? And
the only thing that we need to do right now is to talk with our tongues.
Absolutely. Let's talk with our tongues, and hopefully some people will not
I have good news for people.
Yes, please.
I think you can now, from the comfort of your home, completely get a vote. Register for a voter's card, especially if you're starting afresh.
Yeah.
A friend of mine did it yesterday.
Yeah.
And in fact, they captured his fingerprints.
But again, the conversation is how many Nigerians are that techie to be able to run through that path.
I won't ask them to.
When even at the INEC office, it has become self-service.
Bring your phone. Bring out your phone.
We'll bring up that conversation some other day. It is well with Nigeria. We have to go right now. Thank you so much for joining the show. My name is Ayo Emmanuel-Ojo. We'll see you on the next one. Join Roundtable tomorrow by 8 o'clock. God bless you.